Guess we're like waiting to talk to a football coach, huh? You're all spread out. You're all either that or Bruce is still stuck in Pullman.
I'm the only one who only has to write about one game today. I'm lucky.
Oh my, no, they're lucky. They're lucky. They got to write about multiple things. Like you got to flip your perspective, Bruce. No. These are good days. All right, guys. Well, hey, we're excited to be back home. We got the Ginny Clements is kind of we're hosting her Lights Out for Cancer. Sponsored by Casino del Sol tomorrow, and it should be a fun night to be in Tucson.
Do you have any thoughts on the football situation?
No, I mean, listen. First off, want to welcome a new coach. I've heard nothing but great things, and I'm sure I'll either get to meet him today or tomorrow. I heard he's a great guy and will be a great fit here. That being said, I'm happy for Jed. I think Jed, made the decision he felt like he needed to make for him and his family, and he has the freedom to do that. And he and I were good friends, and we shared a lot of time together on the pickleball court, and our wives became good friends. So we're sad to see him go, but we're happy for them, and we're looking forward to the next chapter. And that being said, we love living in Tucson, so anything University of Arizona, we're going to fully support.
Kashan mentioned an energy level difference in practice the last couple of days. Have you seen similar things that he's?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we hey, the crazy thing, guys, listen, we lost at Pullman, and life goes on. Our season is not going to be defined by this. We don't want it to turn a molehill into a mountain. That they played good. They made a few more plays down the stretch than we did. We didn't play well enough early in the game. We've got to play better on the road. I mean, those are obvious things to say. But we practiced good last week. We just didn't play good. And, obviously, you judge your practices ultimately by your performance in games. So, we got to get better. And today, this week we practiced good. We don't have our heads down. We're looking forward to the opportunity to play a talented SC team tomorrow night.
So you were able to get your normal routine, and I'm wondering too, with that extra day in Poland, did that maybe help in a way, or that you guys hung out together? Or?
Listen. I like how you're looking at things, Bruce. Putting that positive spin on it. Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's our responsibility to make it a good thing. Ultimately, it is. It is what it is. We can't control, the mechanics of airplanes. We can't, and we can't control cold weather. And both of those things happened. And the one thing we could have controlled better was our effort on the court. And so that's where I'm putting my focus. We all got an extra 24 hours in the Courtyard Marriott in Pullman, and we enjoyed our time together.
The missed shots at the rim in that game, how do you control that, or is that a luck of the draw thing?
No, it's not a luck of the draw. That's something you have control on, and we have control, the officials have control, all those things play together. But at the end of the day, you can't rely on officials. This is my experience. Plays around the rim, are tough for them to call for whatever reason, and so some of them are missed, and some of them aren't missed. It's a thing. But so ultimately, I'm not making one thing about that game. We've just got to do a better job finishing. That's what it comes down to. And when we've played well, I know this: when we play well, we have no concern or issues with how the game is being refereed. So play well. That's the best thing that we can do. So, of course, and finishing is something we take pride on, and we spend time working on it. We didn't finish that day. And, it's happened to us a couple other times this year. So, we got to keep the pedal to the metal.
From what you've seen looking at USC, why do you think, other than the injuries, that they've been struggling?
Well, that's not my job to say why or they've been struggling. I have no idea. I just know this: Andy's a good coach. He's had a lot of success there. I don't know what's going on in their program on a day-to-day basis. I don't know what's going on injury-wise. So, all I know is I watched them play a first half at Stanford and a first half at Colorado, and they looked really good and they look talented. So, that's the team that we're preparing to play. But speculating any further than that, that's not my territory to do.
After the WSU game, everything was on the table, maybe changing. Could you start Jaden or do something else with your rotation, anything like that you're thinking about?
Two things, Bruce. For one, I haven't made any final decisions, and two, I wouldn't tell you. We're going to figure that. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Like everything we're going to do. So, but no drastic changes need to be made. We just need to play a little bit better. I mean, that's, you know, that's it.
Did anything strike you when you went back and looked at the video, even more or less maybe, about things that were?
I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's some missed opportunities at the rim. There's a few missed defensive assignments here and there, and then there were some good things as well. You know, so I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. And you know, all in all, we just got to play a little bit better. But you know, hey, I mean, you know, at some point you tip your cap to your competitor, and they got the better of us that day. And you know, they try really hard and they work really hard and they got a lot of pride. And you know, things like that are going to happen. This is a competitive job. And the number one thing I've learned: don't ever assume anything. Don't ever take anything for granted, because it's all hard.
Seems like Kobe Johnson's been playing well as race, and what have you made of his play?
He's talented. You know, he's talented. He's definitely, you know, he was somebody last year that kind of, I think, stuck out to everybody. You know, you saw some ability there, and he had some, you know, impactful games. Right now, you know, he's definitely being more assertive, and you know, he's being more aggressive. You know, looking for his own offense, and you know, he's got good DNA. He's got good genetics, and you know, he looks like he's got a lot of confidence. So he's, you know, he's definitely, you know, kind of risen his level of his game.
When you look at those first halves that you watched of USC, what stands out about how they play in terms of what makes them successful on the court?
Well, you know, they're aggressive. They move the ball. They have good length, you know, throughout the floor. You know, so they have you know, good high level rim protection, and they do a good job contesting shots. And then offensively, you know, they had some shot makers. You know, they have some guys, you know, that can kind of create their own shot, or you know, if they get you chasing, they can make an extra pass or two, and they can bang in threes. You know, I mean, to me, they just look talented. And if you know, you make a mistake on your ball screen coverage and they get downhill, they can play over the top of you, and those bigs can catch lobs.
What do you expect Morgan and Ellis to play? Have you guys heard anything? Or
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, I expect them to play. We've prepped like they're going to play, and you know, for you know, for them, I hope they play, because you know, you don't like to see kids injured, you know, and I don't know, I don't have any further information than that.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, well, I was wondering, just you know, Keyshaw was talking about he was reading the Bible. I think you said on the radio show last night, guys were playing a Russian card game or something. What did you end up doing that day?
Probably licked my wounds, you know, and just try to figure out coaching. Like, you know, the one thing I've learned about being a head coach, you know, a day after that, no one wants to be around you. So, you know, just kind of, you know, I'm joking, of course. You know, obviously, you know, spend some time with the staff. You know, we had some boosters there, hung out with them, and you know, just kind of, you know, try to put the pieces back together.
Talked a lot about Kylan being 18 and growing as a basketball player and whatnot, but how do you talk to him in terms of keeping his head up through a rough game and making him realize there's other opportunities out there?
Well, hang with it. I mean, that's it. Hang with it. I mean, I don't know how many people's careers have been defined by one game, you know, when they were 18 years old. So just hang with it. You're going to get better, you know, and you know, let's dissect some things and figure out if there's anything to this or not. And sometimes it's just a matter of taking a step back and just focus on playing with great effort and kind of letting the chips fall. And, you know, maybe he's just got to do that a little bit. So, you know, overall, I mean, Kylan's had, you know, he's had some real highs this year, way more highs than lows. He's just had a few lows. And, you know, I'm not making a lot out of him, you know, because I also watch a guy that practices pretty well, you know, as well. And, you know, on that same token, I'm really happy with the contributions Jaden's making, and, you know, and hopefully we could continue to see him grow, because the one thing I know is this is, you know, he plays, and when he plays well, our team plays well. So, you know, I want to keep hanging with that too.
You mentioned ball screen defense there. I was just curious, you know, I know you love talking about that with us, but like, do you feel like that a lot of this effort, you know, pushing through that, or do you feel like there's, you know, there's some adjustments there you're looking to make with it, or?
Well, it's always a combination, Bruce, of those two things. You know, I think the number one thing you ought to start with is effort. You know, and sometimes you need to take a step back and focus on doing the thing you're supposed to do better and harder. That's number one. And then number two is, are there adjustments we need to make? You know, anything that would help us, you know, gain advantages in other areas. So you look at a combination of the two things, effort and adjustments.
Anything else? All set? All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right. When's your guys' football press conference?
Tomorrow at noon.
Tomorrow at noon.
So you're taking auditions for a pickleball partner?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, hey, you know, I haven't got a scouting report yet, so if you can get me one, just let me know. You know, but I haven't played in a while either. This job's got me too busy.